Hi everyone, welcome to the channel ServiceNow Service. Today we are going to learn something very interesting. That's about creating a widget in Service Portal from scratch. If you follow this series, the last session we had was we used one out-of-the-box widget to solve our custom need to publish data from a table. Now, today, our intention is to make sure that everyone is able to create one widget from scratch. Now, widget will have multiple components. It will have the HTML, CSS, and then the client controller and the server-side script, right? All as a whole, how can we write the code for that and create one simple widget to show something on the portal? So, what we want to achieve is, let us suppose we have a service portal, and there we want to show one widget, maybe somewhere here that should show a greeting message. Like once I logged in as a suppose I logged in as a system admin, it should show me that good morning system, uh, and then it should show me the time. What is the current time? Right. That message should be very dynamic. Like if I log into the system before the 12 a.m. Sorry, I mean 12 p.m. It should show me good morning, and then from 12 to 5 it should show me the afternoon, and after that it should be showing the good evening. So this we want to achieve uh, by writing a very fresh own widget. This is going to be very interesting as it is solving the need of creating the widget from scratch. So I want you to be here with the in the video till the all right. So let's go ahead and uh, start creating the widget. So I'll go to the mm, duplicate tab and then we'll open service portal. So if you observe, the moment you type service portal, you should be seeing all the sub menus part of this. Under that, we will go to the widgets. So in the service portal, once I go to widget, it will list me all the widget available under the portals. Now, our requirement is to create one fresh new widget. For that, let us click on new and let's write the name. We want name of widget to be a greeting. So greetings, right? Uh, that's there. And if you observe and scroll down, you'll be observing that it has the multiple part. Maybe the first part is the HTML, and then the CSS, server script, and the client script. So these four things will, uh, in combination, create one widget that we can attach in any part of the portal. So let us go ahead and write first the server script, and then we'll write a client script, and then we'll come back to the client side for writing HTML and CSS. All right, so server side script and client script all are will be in a kind of JavaScript form, and both will have uh, the code. That code, whatever we create, we can utilize those code in our HTML section. So very useful. Believe me, this is what all the widget will have. But yeah, since we are doing very simple and from scratch, you will be able to understand each and every line of these four part of widget. And after this session, you will be having a confidence to create any widget on your own. All right. So in server side, what you should do is you should only get something that is not possible in client side because server side call client side has to call the server side to get the data and all. So something like suppose you logged in, right? If you logged in, you want to get the name of the user that is staying in server side. So let us create one variable. Mind it, there is a object available globally to you that's called data. So you have a data object that you see is available in server side. Now if I put data dot first name. I want to create one property called first name and want to access what is the first name of the logged in user. For that, if you follow my series, you must be seeing that we frequently use one object called gs. From gs, we have a function called getUser to get the all reference of user object, and from there we can get anything from the user table. Let us fetch the first name. So we have one data the first name that getting the uh, first name from the user, logged in user. So gs.getUser will be pointing to user who is logged into instance, and then we are trying to fetch the first name property from the Understood. So our server side is ready. We don't want anything else. Now let's come to the client side code where we will try to write the logic for uh, creating something, a greeting message, and also to fetch the time. So in client side, what we'll do is we are trying to fetch the current time, right? So for getting the time in service now, or even in simple JavaScript, we have to create. Uh, okay, so let's do one thing. Let's create one function. So this is the available by default format API.controller. Now we will create a function within this. Let's not change C equal to this because we want to use C pointer to set the data for our requirement. Let us create one function. Under this function, we'll write the logic. So we want to create update time so that with some interval, I want this time to be updated in my portal, right? So first is like we want to get what is my local time. So for that, you all be must be aware if you know JavaScript, we have function called date that will give you the current time of the system. All right. Now we'll create one uh, object or kind of variable where we want to get the hour part of it. Let's suppose the time is 12:30, it should return me the 12. Why we want to judge? The reason being, I want to put a logic based on the hour. We want to put the message like a good morning or good afternoon or good evening. So let's suppose hours, right? Equal to now we'll have the reference get hour. So now dot get hour should return me the hour part of my date, right? All right. So now what I want is I want to put a logic. If hours is less than 12, anything between morning till the 12 o'clock in the afternoon, we want to put a logic that we have object called C, right? So I can put that C dot greeting. So I want to put a greeting equal to good morning. Let's put a M capital just to make it go for good morning. All right. So my one condition is ready. Now, if hours is less than 17, means till the 5 o'clock in the evening, I want to put a message like good afternoon. C dot greetings. So I'm putting greeting is equal to good afternoon. All right. My second message ready. Else means anything apart from these two conditions, I'll put message as good evening equal to good evening. So my client side code, I have a function which checks the time and based on the time, it is setting a greeting message. All right. Now message is done. Apart from message, I also want to show the time, right? So I have to fetch and set the time in the C object. So C is something that is already available to you. That is why we are putting the C only. Okay. C dot time equal to there is a message. So there is a function available for you uh, out of the box called local time string. It should give you the time of the current uh, time in from the system side, actually, from the system local time. Okay, we are trying to fetch. Now this code is ready. Now tell me, like we have function, right? But that function has to be called. Then only this all line will be executed. So we have to write one line to call this function like update. Now our all code is ready. Okay, except one thing. I just made it a full screen. One thing is that we have not yet set any interval. Why? What interval means? Means this time will be set by default, right? But it has to refresh. I mean, the greeting message has to be refreshed, right? So every 1 second, suppose we have 12:50, it has to be 12:51 for the next moment. It has to be changed each second, right? Not only there is a use of timing. If you don't, if you just make it a static, there is no use. So for that, in service now, there is an object that you have to pass that's available to you in the so if anything you want to use inside the function you have to initialize that object that is interval. So for this purpose we need to use interval. We can use for different objects. As we move forward we will see that we'll use a scope or many other things, but yeah, for the time being I'm using the interval. So that's a function, there's a property that we should set for the interval, and for that I'm writing dollar. Now interval available to me, right? So in the interval, I have to set that how frequently I need to call this function, right? So I should be calling the function update time, but how frequently? Every second. Then only the time will refresh, correct? So I am putting 1000. All right, for every 1 second, I want to call this function. My client side code is fully ready now. My server side code is ready. My client side code is ready. But I will have to write the code for HTML and CSS. So this is very basic. I think you all must be knowing that how to write the code for HTML and how to write for CSS classes. I have the code with me. We'll write it, but we'll explain you each line. Just to save the time, we'll not write it. We'll just use this code and explain you what is purpose of all these lines, right? So in this one, if you see where the div section, very simple. You all know we are using some classes, green greeting container and greeting text and clock display classes just to make sure that it renders in proper format, right? A proper way. We'll be setting some color to that, some format, some formatting that we'll do. And these all classes is not available to service now. We will create these classes as part of the widget itself, and we'll write the classes within the CSS. Now, see the logic part. Forget about these all things that you already know. We are using the two things, right? C dot greeting. So this is a way to uh, print out the variable within the HTML section in ServiceNow. So we are printing C dot greeting, but where is C greeting coming from? C greeting coming from the client side code. See C dot greeting, right? C dot greeting coming from client side code. So it's a greeting C dot greeting. Similarly, the first name is coming from where? Server side code. That's what data dot first name. We use data dot first name. So how this message will publish as a hi, and then logged in user is suppose able tutor hi able, and then we'll print out the current time based on the so this is like a hi, sorry, greeting, and then the message. So greeting is nothing but a good morning. So it's so good morning or good afternoon, depend upon the timing. Good morning able. That is how this message should be printed out in the heading section within this widget. Now, second part. So we also want to print the time, right? What is the current time? So we are printing a variable called c dot time, and that is initialized within the client controller itself, c dot time. So you understood now how to utilize the variable from server or from client within the HTML. Very simple. Just to use the variable within the client side or server side, and just put it within the double braces to print within the HTML. Now, only thing is pending for this widget is the CSS. So I will bring the CSS that we already have. I did create it. So I will just paste this CSS within this CSS section. If you observe, we are using the greeting container. So we have greeting container with some padding, some background, some border. Greeting text will have some font weight, and clock display will have some size and the colors. It's all we need. So you have seen that there are four sections in the widget: HTML, CSS, client side, and server side. We did write everything uh, just by writing some. I think maximum we wrote 7 to 8 lines of code, and with simple code, our widget is ready. I will simply save this widget. Greeting widget is ready. Now, how to put this widget in a page? I think you must have seen in my last video as well. However, let us go to the service port pages now. Just to let you know, this page that you observe in service portal is nothing but index page. So when you search with ID index, this is the page that is what being used for the home page. Now let us suppose I want to put my widget somewhere in here where it will show me that good morning user and then the time. For that, I have to open the page and need to go to designer. So this page is having this particular layout, container, row, column, every each and everything, right? So if I open this page, under designer, you will be seeing the left side panel is showing all the widget that we have. Under this, I can search for my newly widget that we did create is a greeting. Now I have the option to drag and drop this widget from for any part of this page, right? So I have a greeting widget. Let's drag somewhere I think before approval. So we have my approval, before approval. I want to press the uh, our widgets. See, good afternoon, and then it came. So some username is not coming. Let us see if we did something wrong. Good afternoon. It came. I can go to see the preview as well. In the preview, if you see, it shows me the good afternoon and then exclamatory mark. That means username it is not able to fetch properly. So ideally, we should go ahead and see did we do something wrong in the widget. So it should show the username as well. What is our widget name? It was a greeting. So if I go there, you should see that server side code. Something must be wrong, and that's the reason it is not showing. So I am using the data dot first name, and then data dot first name is this method. Are we using the same variable here? Data dot ideally yes, it should work. Data dot first name. We should be using data dot first name and gs dot get user. Oh, sorry, this is not the method, right? Dot first name is not dot get first name. My bad. So good that it didn't work and we had to come back and fix the code. So get first name is the function that gives you first name, not the first name itself. If I went there, if I refresh the page, I'm currently in my preview section. So I should see that user also should be showing and name should also come now. Good from the system because we have logged in as a system, right? And every single second, it's going to refresh. Let's come back to your service portal page and you should start seeing, all right, my widget is ready. And in this widget, I'm seeing the good afternoon and the name of the user, right? Let us test with the different user. We'll try to impersonate and see whether this message is changing to the logged in user or not. I will change back to suppose able and let us see. It should show me now good afternoon able. Right? So let us come here, refresh it. All right. It is showing me good afternoon able and it's showing me the time and that's gonna change every single second. That is what we want to achieve, right? A very, very simple code. By using that, we able to create the widget from a scratch by writing simple HTML, CSS, client side and server side. All right, that's what the intention is for all of you to learn creating new widget. If you are learning something and liking these videos, please hit subscribe. That will encourage me to uh, share some more videos on this line. Thank you. Thank you all.